Good day to all ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my art studio. My name is Khan, and today we are going to create this very awesome and badass looking character named Ruin. This skin is very popular right now in Fortnite, so I decided to make this character with Polymer Clay. So let's draw that. So first of all, we need to collect some reference images that helps to look into the character more deeply or for the better idea. I don't play this game very often, so I haven't unlocked that skin yet. However, I found some character rotation videos on YouTube, so that's good for me. And of course, we need some tools and supplies. These are some basic tools that you can get it from any art store or online. So with that out of the way, let's move forward. So I have this default character outline template for internal wiring or internal structure. This template has standard character measurements, so we might change it later, especially the leg parts. So this is the 3mm wire, and I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on wiring structure, so for me this will be the quick one. After that, I am covering it up with the aluminum foil so I can save some clay, and also it gives your character a solid foundation. You can skip that and simply cover with the clay. The clay I am using is matte black from Craft Smart. Before you apply the clay on the model, make sure that the clay is softened enough, so it will be easy to shape it. And then gently I am applying some mask definition and smooth it up later. Same thing I am doing for back. So this is just a beginning, so it doesn't need to be perfect. We are just doing some rough work here. So once you're done with that, bake your structure model for at least 30 minutes to set it up, because it will be easy to work on. This is the non-stick baking tray, so my clay won't stick and I can easily pull off my clay model. For the back support, I am using this glass, so my model can't fall either. Anyways, so now I am giving my model a feed. This is the rough one because I want to see my character perspective first and then I will move forward. And like I said, I will change the height later. Now I can easily work on the front body, and the main reason to bake my initial model first, because polymer clay is super soft and baggy. It's more like a soft dough. And beautiful thing about polymer clay is that you can bake so many times as you want, of course with the right temperature. And baking the clay step by step comes very handy, especially when you are working on a big models. And believe it or not, this is my very first model with polymer clay. I never worked with this kind of material before, and I must say I am really surprised by myself because the end result was very awesome. And don't get me wrong, I really enjoy working with this clay. Anyways, speaking of Ryan, even though I have a lot of reference images, but still it is so complicated as a design wise. I really had a hard time while making this character, especially the abdomen part. I literally made this character 5 or 6 times and apparently had to restart again. Or maybe I just chose the wrong character for this type of clay. So at the end I had to come up with my own designs. So this might don't look like the same as original, but still I call this one the real life version of Ruin. Even though I can make this abdomen part in one piece, and I tried, but at the end it was not looking good. So I decided to make this into the pieces, and it quite worked. So everything looking pretty good. Now I am gonna make the head. The head is easy, but at the same time it's challenging because we are playing with the polymer clay, and also this is my first time doing this. After a while, it is start getting shape, and I'm happy about it. So once it's done, I'm gonna bake the head and move forward. So that's how it's going to look after you done baking. Here I made a mistake that I put this into the high temperature, so the whole head slightly melt down. This is the light shade of orange clay from Fimo. I am assuming that they add 3% of yellow in orange. Anyways, so what I am going to do, put this little piece of orange and fill the eye with it. I mean, you can also do the paint job, but I prefer clay over paint, or if you want you can do both. It start looking pretty badass though. Now it's a perfect time to attach the head on body. So I am very gentle at this point. I was actually confused that how I'm gonna do that, but luckily I figured that out. And again, I go piece by pieces and start building on top of it. And seriously, this is super challenging character for me because it has so many layers and so many details. And also this is my first time. It took me whole day to figure that out, just the body part. And also I had to change a little bit, so I beg my pardon for that. Neck part is done. Now it's time to work on the next part, which is shoulder and arms. To be very honest, it took me just 30 minutes to complete the arms and shoulder because it's super easy. I simply go with pieces by pieces and it becomes easy. I also modified the arms and the hands, but overall I am happy and satisfied. So I am gonna bake this because I don't wanna mess it up. For the leg part, I am gonna do the same thing as I did on top. Legs has some carving but required, which is not a big deal. But it took me a while to figure that out, the knee stuff, because again, it has some layers that you have to worry. Also, the back part is easy. I simply go layers by layers and achieve what I am looking for. And again, the back part has less complicated stuff than the front. Hips are also super easy to shape, but make sure you don't lift or bump it up too much. It can ruin your whole character very easily. In the final, I am adding some small details which makes my character complete. Once it's done, I am gonna bake the whole thing again and start working on legs. In this stage, I am quite happy for what I got so far. But I have a problem. Remember what I told you from the very beginning of my video, that I have my doubts on legs because the wiring I go with is for default character, so I might change the legs. So this is it. I must have to change the legs because it looks super odd, and luckily it's very easy. All you have to do, remove the excess feet area and start putting the new layer of clay. Once I'm gonna finish the carving, at the very end I am gonna work on boots. Alright, so after that only one main thing remains, which is the fire effect. For that you have two choices. One, you can simply go with acrylic paints, and second, put the clay instead. I'm going with clay this time because I think it would be nicer to do that way. It is little extra work, but trust me, at the end it would be worth it. So before I bake the whole thing again, I have to fix this back antenna with super glue and I am good to go. Everything is done and I am super happy, but only one last thing remains, which is shading. I made this model with matte black clay, so everything is in one color, so I need some dark shades inside. So for that I am gonna use this shoe polish and paint over it and leave it to dry. After it's dry, all you need to do is wash the upper part with the water and leave it inside unclean, and you will get this.
Stay back.
I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. Please like this video, and many more new stuff is yet to come. So make sure you subscribe my channel. See you next time. Bye bye.